What's going on, Airsofters? My name is Kraken from Kraken Airsoft, and today we got an important video. I'm going to be kind of talking about my thoughts on shotguns, and this is a very opinionated area, as all things are in Airsoft, and I just want to give you guys some of my honest thoughts about shotguns, where I think they kind of fit into the Airsoft market. Should you get one? Should you not get one? It kind of came to my attention during a previous video that I uploaded that a lot of people have some really strong feelings towards shotguns, and that's totally fine. You know, I'm up for some constructive criticism. But I think Airsoft as a whole has a very negative community and a very toxic community, and everyone just likes to bash one another and prove why their gun is the best gun. And at the end of the day, we all need each other to be out there on the Airsoft field, to play together, and I recently picked up a shotgun, and I'm just gonna give you guys my thoughts on what I think of this platform, and yeah, let's get into it. I think the shotgun offers a tremendous platform. It's totally different from any other Airsoft gun, from a pistol, from a rifle, from an M4, and it just gives the player a unique experience. And for someone like me who's been playing Airsoft for a really long time, I love the unique experience that it gives me. And I think that Jag has done a lot to kind of optimize, and they've put a lot of effort into kind of thinking this platform through, along with other manufacturers like Tokyo Marui, who are doing gas shotguns really well right now. And these are your magazines, basically, and I think that's super smart. You just load one in at a time, so you still get that realism of putting in shells. You don't have to put in a magazine, like the shotgun that doesn't have a magazine. I remember the first Airsoft gun I had was a shotgun with a magazine, and it was just weird, and it only shot one bullet at a time. This has a sense of realism. It feels like you're using a shotgun. Load in a shell, you rack the slide, and you get either 3 or 6 shots every time you pull the trigger, which is super duper cool. I think it's totally fair that people, you know, criticize using shotguns. They think they're useless. I was just playing Call of Duty a minute ago, and something happened that kind of made me think about this exact same situation. In that game, a lot of people use some unpractical weapons, such as crossbow, a knife, or even a sniper. For someone who's starting Call of Duty for the first time, they're level 1, they're booting a game for the first time, they're gonna see these players running around with crossbows and knives and snipers and be like, what are you doing? You're making it more difficult for yourself. Don't you wanna get more kills, you know, get those kill streaks, all that sort of stuff? Although that's the objective of Call of Duty, once you play it for a long time, you start wanting to use those weapons because it gives you a unique playtime experience, and it's just a ton of fun. Sure, when you run around with a knife and you come around a corner and just get blown off the face of the earth by a guy with an RPG, it's not enjoyable by any means, and you're like, oh man. But the next time you run around the corner and you sneak up behind 5 guys and you do a total flank and you kill all 5 of them and get on a bloodthirsty and get a crazy kill streak just with a knife, that is rewarding. And that's such a unique experience that using another gun, an MP5 or an M4, is just not gonna offer you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes just making life easier for yourself isn't always the best thing, especially in Airsoft. Again, we're out to have fun, guys. It's not always to just get the most kills and walk away, everyone fearing your name at the end of the day at the field. Although that is fun, definitely just doing something unique is a pile of fun, and I have mad respect for anyone who wants to do that. But let's talk about some cons with the shotgun platform. First con would definitely be mag capacity. These things only hold 30 rounds, and that goes for pretty well every shotgun shell, especially with something like this, where it's got 3 barrels. You can shoot either 3 or 6 shots, depending on which you set it to. You're going to fly through that. When you're on 6 shots, that gives you 5 trigger pulls with 1 shell, and then you have to change a shell. That's crazy. If you're used to an M4 or something like that, and you're using a mid cap, you get like 120 shots or more before you have to change a mag. So this, you're just whipping through shells. That's where I think something like this makes a lot of sense, this shotgun saddle, because I have all my shells lined up here, and I can just cycle in and out each one. Also, kind of the big thing that people talk about is the lack of rounds you can put down range compared to something like an M4 or a pistol. And I totally disagree with that. A shotgun like this, you can just hold down the trigger and just rack the slide like crazy, and it will shoot every time the slide hits forward, which sends a ton of rounds downrange. Every time you're pulling the trigger, it's shooting at least 3 shots, So yes, it's not as like, you know, snappy of a trigger. You can't just be like, but you can still shoot a ton of rounds down range. And honestly, when you're peeking around a corner, you only really have time to shoot 2 or 3 rounds anyway. This, you just pull the trigger once and it's shot all 3 of those bullets and you can get back to cover. So I get that a lot, I really do, but I disagree, I'm sorry. Another con, of course, is that you do have to fill this with gas. This particular one doesn't hold a ton of gas just because it's so small. This whole pistol grip, I believe, is just where the gas sits. But a lot of other shotguns, the ones with like the full stocks, those hold a ton of gas. This one can only get about 3 to 4 shells before you have to regas. But overall, I think the shotguns are a super fun platform that, again, just gives you a ton of unique gameplay opportunities. And when you come around the corner and you shoot somebody with 6 shots. So I hope I kind of made some sense there on my thoughts on shotguns, where I think they kind of fit into the airsoft market. I think they're an awesome thing you can get, a great alternative to something like a pistol if you want that unique gameplay opportunity. And yeah, I think they're really fun, and I don't understand why people are so negative towards them, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, airsoft is super opinionated. Guys, let's all just get out there, have some fun, and enjoy airsoft. I don't know why we have to be so negative. Yeah, let's just spread some positivity in the airsoft world. We all need each other to show up every time we go to the field and play anyway. So let's just be positive and be there for one another and just enjoy this sport that we all love together so much. But again, that's just my opinion. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Feel free to comment in the comments down below. Peace.